getting you further COVID updates, Union Health Minister Harsh Vardhan has chaired a meeting with 11 state health ministers and reviewed the COVID-19 situation. The states attending the meeting included Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Delhi, Gujarat, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Karnataka, MP, Punjab and Rajasthan, all of which have been recording a surge in cases. Also joining us on the broadcast is a very special guest, Dr. Raman R. Gangakhedkar. He's a scientist, GN Head, Epidemiology and Communicable Diseases, ICMR. So I want to thank you for speaking to Republic this afternoon, because a lot is being said about how serious the second wave is and how it is hitting so many people. The symptoms are also varying, and it is not like what we had witnessed last year. Please tell us more about it and what needs to be done at an individual end to be as careful as we can be.
Yeah, we must remember that the second wave tends to rise very rapidly. In second wave, one thing which we have to always think about is providing care, quality care to people who require medical attention. Because when the numbers tend to rise, you also find, just because of sheer increase in numbers, whatever steps we had taken to ensure that we could keep the mortality rates lower down by ensuring all the adequate supplies, the number of beds that we could create, the issue of training or provision of ventilator in the time that we got before the first wave, you might find that just with these numbers, you might find them to be challenged in the worst possible way. So essentially, we have to ensure that we provide quality care. We have also got to ensure that the healthcare workers have their considerations related to stopping elective surgery. That has to be done. Whatever procedures could be shifted subsequently, because these are not emergency cases, would perhaps reduce down the work burden that they would have. Otherwise, the same phase is likely to come, where the workers tend to work for almost 12 hours or back-to-back 12 hours. That's something which needs to be avoided. We need to go to the community and tell them that the violence that you by and large see on healthcare workers when the death occurs, should be avoided. You have to take them with you.
Yes.
What is most important to my mind is we have to mobilize community. If we mobilize the community and try to convince them that they could become... Yeah?
I'm sorry, Doctor, with the very limited time we have, I also want you to tell us more about the mutant variants, which are an increasing concern. The Brazilian variant, the Kent variant, and some say that they may not be detected in the tests that are available as of now. Also, as opposed to how it was believed earlier that children have higher immunity, like you're saying that the spread of infection with this variant is so fast that they say that now it is likely to hit children also far more than what it was. Tell us more about this variant.
There are certain statements which I would make. One, we do not know whether the variants are driving the surge in cases. What we must also remember, that if you start blaming the variants as being more powerful, you will find people will feel that adherence to COVID appropriate behavior would perhaps is not going to be a solution to prevent acquisition of this infection. I think we still don't have that sufficient evidence to say that it is variants that are causing problem. It is possible that some variants may be here, but to believe that they are the main challenge that you are seeing right now is perhaps not so much justified looking at the evidences. We know for sure that the adherence to COVID appropriate behavior has gone down, and since it has gone down, we need to blame the COVID appropriate behavior's adherence rather than variants at this juncture. Now, second issue which you raised, is whether it is affecting diagnostic test. At least I am unaware. I do not think that the variants that are even seen or reported elsewhere are causing so much of a problem in diagnostic tests. No, these variants which are occurring, excepting perhaps barring one variant which is not seen as commonly here, you find that you are able to pick up even the spike gene fairly well with these variants as of now. So to me, that is also a non-issue. I think what is important for us, instead of blaming the virus, we need to introspect. We need to see what is in our hand. The virus may keep on changing. That's fine. But should I change and stop that virus from infecting me, knowing fully well variant or the wild type virus which was there earlier? No, both can be stopped if you use mask. You don't need to worry about variant. You don't need to worry with respect to the wild type virus if you adhere to COVID appropriate behavior, and also take vaccine if you are eligible to receive it.
And exactly that, Dr. Raman, you're talking about the vaccine. There's an increasing demand that the vaccination must be open to all. And of course, several chief ministers writing to the Prime Minister also to chair a meeting on the same. The IMA also talking about the same. Do you stand by the same opinion? Vaccinations should be open to all?
I think what is most important, we know that these vaccines reduce this emergence of severe disease and death as the outcome. What is also important is the vaccine loses its efficacy when it comes to prevention of infection. So it's not likely to reduce or break the chain of transmission, as we by and large tend to say. So when this is a situation, we must also remember this is a 2-dose vaccine. So even if I start vaccinating today, I'm going to require sufficient time when this kind of protection to reduce severe COVID disease or death might occur. Why is this? Eventually you want to immunize everybody, but then you need to prioritize, because your healthcare manpower continues to be small. Now you are going to use the same manpower to treat people. You are going to use the same manpower for contact tracing and also for provision of vaccine. That's going to be a bigger challenge. I'm not saying vaccine should not be given to everybody. But what I'm saying is, are we in a position, that situation may differ by states. In places where the challenge of hospital admissions continues to be less, perhaps you could try such a thing in those states. But where you find that you have limited healthcare infrastructure, which you have to utilize for all these three activities, I think the call will have to be taken in a decentralized manner.
All right, Dr. Raman, I want to thank you once again for speaking to Republic and sharing all this information with our viewers. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.